Everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Fusion 360 tutorial series. If Fusion 360 has ever looked confusing or overwhelming, this series is for you. In this series, we will go step by step from installing Fusion 360 to understanding the interface and gradually building the real engineering designs. And by the end of this series, you will design your first 3D model, even if you have never used a CAD software before. So, let's get started. For installing Fusion 360, you just have to go to the browser and type Fusion 360, and here you have to go to the first link. Here you just have to sign in using your account. If you don't have your account, just create one account, and after signing in, you just have to scroll down, and you can see here a download button here. Just press this and just here you can see a free trial version. Just give your details. Meanwhile, the Fusion is being installed. Let's see. Let's get to know what is Fusion. So, you all might have heard Fusion 360, SolidWorks, CAD. These all are 3D modeling softwares. So, let's learn more about Fusion 360. What is Fusion 360? As I told you, it's just a designing software. It's a complete engineering platform. Here, we can design parts, assemble components, simulate strength, prepare models for 3D printing or CNC cutting. That's why Fusion 360 is widely used in robotics, drone, mechanical engineering, product designing, etc. So, if you ever want to build things that exist in the real world, Fusion 360 is the right tool for you. And the best part, you don't need to be an expert to start with. Okay, that's a little bit about Fusion 360. Yeah, one more thing. The system requirement for your Fusion must be like a minimum of 8 GB RAM and a stable internet connection. Yeah, since the Fusion 360 works on the server, cloud servers, we need a internet. Now that the installation is completed, let's create a hub. So what's a hub? Hub is nothing but a group. Like we add projects, we add people to our projects. So that's like a group. Hub is like a group. So here I have created a hub named Evolve. Now let's move on. Now just press create. Now our hub is ready. Now let's go to hub. Okay, so our fusion has been set up. Now let's see. Here we have to choose what we are using fusion for. So I'm selecting design, and here just give the basic requirements. And for the here I'm going to select the SolidWorks, as I previously I was using SolidWorks, and by selecting that we set the mouse settings. If you want, you can change the mouse settings as you like. I'm keeping it as SolidWorks settings, same as the SolidWorks, or you can use it and completely new as Fusions or any other software which you know. For me, I am keeping the SolidWorks settings. Now let's get started. So now here you can see there are so many options here. In the main screen we can see on the left hand side we can see an option which has where our team name has given, which I have already selected as evolve, and now we can invite any new members. Also we can open new projects. On the center you can see three options. One which is used to open any sample designs in here, and others are for open an existing design, and last one is for creating a new designs. Since we don't have any existing designs and we are going to start from scratch, we'll press a create new design. Okay, so this is our interface. In the center area, the area which has grids, this is called a work area or work plane. This is where we will be working on our designs, and you can zoom in or zoom out as you like. using the mouse or the trackpad of your laptop. And each grid is 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter long. You can change it uh, from the settings. Okay, on the right hand side we can see the option for creating new sketch guide. It's from product documents, etc. Like it's mostly about the Fusion 360 about. And on the top left hand side we have a hand side we have data panel. In the data panel we have recent designs, recent data, or which the recent data is basically the designs we have used, made and saved. We can again access from here. Okay, and this in the top's side, this is called a toolbar. In the toolbar we have so many options for making sketch, creating 3D model, which is called an extrude option, and so on. Let's see how does it things work in Fusion. So in Fusion 360, sorry, in the Fusion 360 is a parametric. So what is a parametric? Parametric means we don't draw randomly. We have to define dimensions and the relations. Then only we get a proper uh, model of 3D model of the thing we have drawing. Now let's start making a small sketch. First, let's make a cube with a hole in it. Okay, so that's our basic model. So first we have to go to create sketch, and once we press that, we have to select the plane in which plane we have to draw the sketch. This will be our top plane, this will be our left plane, and this will be our front plane. Okay, so suppose this, like, you are drawing, you're seeing an object, and if you are looking for the object from the top side, how will it look? You have to imagine that, and then you have to make it from the top view. If you are making from the top view, you have to draw like that. Else, which view, you can choose any of the view, and you have to draw the object from accordingly. And the cube in this right side, this cube is used to rotate our plane. You can change to corner view, front view, or rotate it like this, or you want to take a right side view. Okay, so we'll see in the upcoming classes. So let's first start with a simple rectangle. So here, once we selected the sketch and the top view, I'm going to draw the sketch from the top view. So here you can see options for drawing a rectangle, circle, a spline, mirror option, etc. So in rectangle, there are so many options to draw. Either we can choose a 2-point rectangle, a 3-point rectangle, or a center rectangle. So I'll be starting with a center rectangle. So what's a center rectangle? We'll be starting the rectangle from its center point and ending with at its one of the edges. So I'm going to select this midpoint of the XY axis, and I'm going to select this point. Now we have to define the dimension. The length of my rectangle will be 100 millimeter. 100 millimeter is around 10 centimeter, and my width will be 8 centimeter. That will be 80 millimeter. Okay. Now let's see how to make it a 3D structure of this 2D drawing. The thing we have just drawn is a 2D image. Now we will convert it into a 3D drawing. For making it into a 3D structure, we'll press the extrude button. For that, first we have to press the finish sketch, and then you can either select this extrude option or press the alphabet E in your keyboard. Once you press that, the extrude option is on. Now our body is already selected. Now we can extrude to a height that we need. Let's say my cube, I require the cube to be a 50 millimeter height, of 50 millimeter height. Now it's set to distance to 50 millimeter and set OK. Now this is our cube. Now let's see. Now we are looking from a corners view. Now let's see from a side view. This will be our top view. This will be our left corner view and the back view. Now let's try making a hole in the top of this rectangle. For that, we have to select this top surface area. Then select the sketch. Since I'm going to draw a circle over here, that's why I select the top area. Now I'll be selecting a circle. Then again, I'll be selecting from the center, and my diameter of the circle I would like to be a 50 millimeter. The center, and this is my circle with a 50 diameter. Now we have to cut a hole in the center of the rectangle. For that, we'll again press E and then select this circle. Now if we pull up the circle, we can see a 3D structure is forming. We don't want a 3D structure here. Now we need to cut a hole here. So we'll just push it downwards and then press OK. Now if you look from the top, there's a hole on the rectangle, a circular hole on the rectangle. So this is how we make a 3D structure and cut a hole in that structure. So this is our first video. Now in the upcoming sections, we'll be looking in the more advanced options, like how to convert, how to make a proper design like 3D arms and robotic arms and etc. And also we'll learn how to save and export a project in the upcoming videos. Then we'll meet in the next video.